Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you're there? Or found yourself snapping in extreme anger over a tiny, insignificant issue? Maybe you've started feeling emotionally numb to the people around you. Modern hustle culture minimizes these experiences, framing them as a routine part of a productive life. It pushes us to believe that if we're constantly exhausted, we're doing something right, and that the need for a break suggests a character flaw. The reality of what's happening inside your head is far more structural. Stress operates as a tangible physical force, one that actively reshapes the architecture of your brain. When your brain perceives continuous threats, like endless deadlines or financial pressure, it triggers a biological mechanism called allostatic load. Under normal conditions, your body dedicates energy to cellular repair. But under constant stress, it shifts gears, diverting all that energy into a red-lined emergency survival loop. This forces hypermetabolism. Braced for impact, your system abandons natural cellular maintenance to fuel a fire alarm that never turns off. While you might appear functional on the outside, severe physical depletion often masquerades as a simple lack of motivation or psychological burnout. To understand the damage, we look at the prefrontal cortex, your brain's CEO, responsible for logic and impulse control. Under continuous pressure, this region undergoes physical atrophy. Gray matter shrinks, neural connections retract, and you lose cognitive flexibility. The damage spreads to the hippocampus, the critical center for memory and learning. Prolonged exposure to toxic stress hormones physically reduces its volume and halts the birth of new neurons. This tissue loss drives brain fog, fragmenting thoughts and collapsing your attention span. With the logical centers and memory circuits shutting down, the brain loses its internal brakes. The amygdala, your primal radar for detecting threats, loses its tether to the prefrontal cortex and goes unregulated. This hyperactive threat center throws daily behavior into chaos. Your nervous system processes an unexpected email as a literal attack on your life, triggering explosive reactions. In other cases, the brain forcefully detaches, leaving you cold and numb to prevent psychological collapse. Erratic anger and emotional distance are the direct biological consequences of a structurally unbalanced mind. This wear and tear alters cellular communication. This graph illustrates a neuron's activation threshold. Under chronic stress, the baseline drops, reducing your excitability margin. It now takes almost zero energy to trigger fear circuits, making anxiety seem to arrive from nowhere. We then take this hyper-excitable brain and expose it to a modern environmental accelerant, digital multitasking. Every ping and banner notification hijacks your attention by operating on the same unpredictable reward mechanism as a casino slot machine, delivering dopamine spikes that fracture your focus. Bouncing between notifications triggers a rapid, exhausting sequence of task switching. Every shift leaves behind a piece of your cognitive capacity, a phenomenon called attention residue. This buildup drains remaining resources, leading to chronic fatigue and a productivity drop of up to 40%. Hyperconnectivity and the demand to be always on weaponize your brain's weakened defenses against you. Unchecked allostatic load leads to long-term psychological changes, specifically dysthymia, a persistent state of apathy, cynicism, and an overwhelming lack of joy. The true danger lies in identity fusion. You begin to believe that you are naturally unmotivated, or that this cynical apathy is your permanent personality, rather than the result of neurological wear and tear. Meanwhile, perennially high cortisol levels accelerate cellular aging and increase the risk of severe, long-term cognitive decline, including conditions like dementia. Despite this damage, your brain possesses an incredible trait called neuroplasticity. The structural erosion you've suffered is partially reversible. Given the right conditions, severed dendrites sprout and reconnect, strengthening the prefrontal cortex and helping your hippocampus regain its lost volume. Repairing these circuits requires an immediate cessation of cognitive overload. Clinical observations suggest that 48 hours of total digital silence provides the necessary window for the brain to begin clearing attention residue and rebuilding the pathways for deep focus. Once you've removed those interruptions, you must embrace single tasking and deep rest. Practices like mindfulness or spending time in nature activate your parasympathetic nervous system. This activation communicates safety to your system. When the brain registers safety, it stops the toxic flood of cortisol, calms the amygdala, and reroutes energy back to cellular repair. Prioritizing deep rest serves as the ultimate biological defense, required to protect your mind and rebuild your true identity.